just general construction understanding that Mick is going to have over your standard electrician or engineer. It's very awesome. He's very good.
All right, I'm Mick Hart, and I got my bachelor's degree in EE, and I was had an ROTC scholarship. And when I got out, went in the Air Force, and the Air Force at the time needed software engineers, not electrical engineers. So pretty much anyone with a technical degree went into software engineering. So that's what I did. When I got out, basically looking for a career in EE, they were like, well, you know, you're not a fresh graduate and you have no experience, so yeah, no. So I just pursued what I had training in, which was software engineering. I did that for years, but it was a desk job. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to get out from behind the desk. I wanted to do field work, and so I just decided, you know, to be an electrician. You know, go through that program and see what happens. And while I was doing that, I was like, okay, I don't want to be an electrician for the rest of my life. So what can I do? So I decided to work on my master's while I was doing that, and then maybe the two would meld together and I could have a career that I really wanted. I've always enjoyed electrical engineering. I was one of those nerdy kids who took shit apart and couldn't put it back together. You know, I didn't care. I just wanted to take it apart, see how it worked, and didn't want to put it back together. And I've always had a passion for that. And it just kind of evolved just from, you know, especially like when I started working as an electrician, it took a turn because I was more in electronics and more in, you know, microprocessors and that kind of stuff. But when I got into the electrician field, I was like, you know, there's a whole lot of stuff these guys do that just scares the hell out of me. You know, I don't want to be around this. You know, so it's like, is there a better way of doing this? And then I didn't really know a whole lot. I knew about arc flash studies and so on and so forth, but I didn't really know what that meant or why you do that. And as I learned more about it, I was like, you know, these guys, you know, deserve to understand what they're doing and how to make their job safe, and that they have the absolute right to demand that it's safe, you know. And I don't know, that sounds kind of like, I'm sitting on a high horse, but that's not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's no reason for anybody to put their life at risk every day just because they want to do something 5 minutes faster, you know. All right, so as far as personal hobbies go, I like to play guitar. I'm not good at it, but I enjoy. You know, it's continuously learning things, something you can never conquer, and I'm kind of into that. But I also like drawing. I got into that by reading a book called Drawing from the Right Side of Your Brain. And I never thought I could draw, but I'm convinced now that anybody can draw. If you read that book, you got to read that book. If you don't draw, you don't think you can draw, you got to read that book. And then I actually now, because I spent so much time in the field, I'm more into spending time with my girlfriend. I mean, you know, that's not really, I guess that's a hobby. I don't know, however you classify that, but that's right now, that's more important. When I have time, I play guitar, but I really prefer to just spend time with her. So as far as a hobby, we dink around with like cooking, or, you know, best place to go eat, if that's a hobby, you know, I don't know.
So tell us a little bit about Mick, like outside.
Yeah, so Mick, I just got an opportunity to work with him on one of the projects. It was just like 3 days long. So the moment I saw him and the moment I, you know, talked to him, you know, he seemed a pretty, you know, cool and composed person. He was always up for the opportunity to learn, you know, about what was going on. I mean, I never felt that he's running away, or, you know, he's just, you know, he's physically there, but mentally he's somewhere else. But he was always focused, just like I was during our data collection process. So yeah, I mean, these are the things that I felt, you know, really positive about him And I think given chance or given opportunity, him working on big projects, I think he will deliver it in a correct way, just like we deliver it with Epsco standards, we call it.
Safety in the field is almost non-existent. I mean, the typical electrician, the typical maintenance guy just doesn't care. Or either doesn't care or doesn't know, or may know but doesn't care. It's being safe at an approach to what they're doing on their daily job hinders what they're doing. And I think it's not really their fault. A lot of the fault is the management. They expect them to get certain things done in a certain amount of time, but then they say, but you got to be safe. So the management's covering their ass, and the people who are actually doing the work are like, well, hell, what am I going to do? I'm going to lose my job, or I'm going to get it done on time. So it just seems to me that there just needs to be some coming together of heads of understanding that, at the higher level, at the corporate level or the managerial level or whatever, you have an ultimate responsibility for the safety of your workers. But as a worker, your responsibility is to get home and get safe to your family. And at the end of the day, it is you and only you who can do that. So just trying to make the workers understand that you don't have to cut corners in order to do your job. There's no reason to do that. And I've just experienced it, and I'm like, there just seems to be some better way of doing this,
Mick is a strong electrician. He's going to be one of those individuals who is going to have a strong understanding of NEC. He's going to be able to bring that element of electrical installation to the entire study. There's a lot of different elements of just general construction understanding that Mick is going to have over your standard electrician or engineer. It's very awesome. He's very good.
The reason I like working for Epsco is it's a company that affords me the opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. I mean, I think Epsco, a big part of what Epsco represents, and it is one of their core values, is safety. And, safety for the individual as far as the person who's actually in the field and, hands-on touching what can actually kill you. And also, responsibility and a corporate understanding of the people who manage those who could kill themselves if they weren't careful. Epsco advocates safety and the understanding that it's a corporate responsibility as well as an individual responsibility. And collectively, the corporate individuals who manage the people who actually do the work can help them get home safe. But at the end of the day, it's those who actually touch what's dangerous who are responsible for getting themselves home safe. And they have the absolute right to always insist that whatever they do is safe, regardless of what anyone else says. And if they don't feel it's safe, they have the absolute right to walk away. And I think Epsco advocates that without saying, without judging, without saying, oh, you're doing it wrong here, or you're doing it wrong here. It's just, let's come together and everybody have a mutual understanding of what it takes to make sure everybody gets home safe at the end of the day. I think Epsco and companies like Epsco can show the corporate side and the worker side how it's possible to do a job safely. There's never any reason to cut corners, ever. Never any reason. And you can quite literally die in, like y'all say, one moment. Just like that. You can be dead. And it's just not worth it.